Computer. Lights.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. We're doing Springs today. Someday. We're just waiting. We're waiting. I feel like every week I lose a little bit more space to do the things that I needed to do. And like things are getting weirder and weirder. Like, I specifically just opened the Springs Master into Clip Studio Paint, and it loaded like 3 weeks ago's strip. I'm like, no. There we go. That's what we were after. And we will save it as today is 2021-08-23. Yes, it is. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Huh. I'm like looking at this going, like, why is there no PNG for number 247? Why did I forget the number on this one? Like, all kinds of weird stuff. So let me close this guy down because he needs to be 2021 8-08 23 252. This guy needs to be, oh man, when you mess up the dates on these things, they're not sorting properly. And the reason they're not sorting properly is because I didn't put leading zeros. This is still something that, after literally 30 years of computing, you would think that computers would have a control grip on this, but they don't. 7 reads as 70 instead of 07. And legitimately, I feel like, open with Clip Studio Paint, legitimately, I feel kind of like if we were to have a setup where computers were just hard-coded to understand 01. Excuse me.
I can't switch accounts until the user has signed the terms of use. Please visit the Alexa.
I don't really need to know that. Thanks, Alexa. Sometimes I worry about Alexa. All right. We are set now for this. That only took a lot of effort. I'm loath to launch my music, but let's launch our music anyway, right? Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? Starts with George Street Shuffle, is the name of this song. Where's George? I don't know. Last I saw, he was diving for the shower. All right, housekeeping. We start with the housekeeping. I see. As soon as I save it. That's a shame. Well, an interesting side note is that in 2000, when I started this comic, I drew 313 of them between January and February. They weren't all good, obviously. But in that time, I'm always sort of thinking about things like, well, since then, I've converted the best ones of those 313 over. They exist. And I've got the best ones of a number of others, and then I did, starting in 2015, I started again with more Springs comics. And honestly, it's almost been 10 years since the restart of this comic, which the restart started 15 years after the initial comic, and I've gone all over the place with it. But what I find fascinating, and I always will, is that I still haven't hit 313. 313 would be a strip a day, and I still haven't really thought of a good story to do today. A good joke would be funny. That's interesting. Okay, so there was a dad joke that I read this morning I thought was very cute, which said, I just learned that Einstein was a real person. And did you know that? And then it was, and here we thought he was a theoretical physicist. And maybe I can pivot that joke, right? In fact, I think I'm going to pivot that joke. Okay, so we got 252. Going to go to our panels, go into our 4 panel, and give ourselves a new layer. Going underneath the 4-panel. Maybe in blue. Make sure we got our pen ready. Pen. Let's go for technical because I like our technical pen. And we'll give him about that size. Looks good. Good morning, Brent. How are you doing this morning? Or how was your weekend, I should say. All right, so I was actually thinking of having, because you're right, that'd be funny. And good morning, Donald. You saw episode 2 of Lower Decks. So there are a number of things that irritated me about it. Well, irritated me in a good way or a bad way. I think the funniest part about that whole thing was the beginning sequence where they're all taking communal showers. After all of our talk about how absolutely forefront I was going to be by having everybody take communal showers, it turns out the lower deckers in Star Trek already take communal showers. I'm like, dang it. Like, not forefront. I'm now back front. So that was a sad thing. Doesn't mean I'm going to remove them, but it does mean I'm going to be a lot more comfortable about scenes with them all in the showers together talking. Yep, it was funny. I think the best part about it was the only thing that makes me aggravated was there was no details. Not like I expected details, but I was. That's fair, Donald. Do what you need to do, my friend. Always do what you need to do. Yeah, that was my problem too. It was low res and weird. And it's the same thing as putting the big black boxes on my comic. I feel like that's more distracting than the nudity. If they just let all the characters be naked, it would have been a shock right off the beginning of it. You'd been like, but then once you got over it, you've been like, I'm over it. I wonder if I should do this Snoopy style. Instead of putting AR in here. And like, so. Yeah, I thought I was having problems with my stream as well. And we were. Our Sonic stream. Well, there will be no image cover when we have scenes like that in Bellatrix Rising because that's ridiculous. that bothered me. I was like, I'm paying more attention to the pixelization than I am listening to the story. And it took me right out of the story. Whereas, like I said, if they had just been naked, first of all, they're all saying bad words now. Well, I guess they're not really in lower decks. I mean, let's be realistic here. Ta'ana has cursed up a storm and they just keep bleeping her out, which actually is funnier. So, I mean, I actually find Ta'ana's bleeping to be hysterical, mostly because it's, for some reason, that fits really well, which is entertaining that I would find censoring of Ta'ana to be funny, but censoring of the nudity to be distracting. I don't know. But I mean, I didn't have a problem when we had Tilly cursing, or when we had um, um, our Admiral Clancy cursing. That wasn't. I mean, it was shocking to me, but again, once I kind of got over that initial, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I think no matter what they're speaking, because we've got cursing galore going on with Chang, because that's just who she is. And the funny part about the whole thing is that I like I said, I have that entire scene in my head where she is talking to Alex, the girl from the 21st century, and they're both saying the same bad word back and forth, but they can't agree on it because the translator keeps translating it different ways, back and forth and back and forth. So, the implication being that she's not actually saying, these bad words. She's not saying these vulgar words. What she's saying is whatever is the futuristic version of the vulgar words. It could be coffee, for all we know. Oh, give me that coffee. Give me that brewed coffee. What? It doesn't even make any sense. Brewed is a bad word. Oh, okay. It's a thing. 4-colored pin. You and your 4-colored pin version of events. It's so wrong, Brent. You and your digital clock. Digital clock. We're not getting there in time. Anyway, easily entertained. That's me being easily entertained. You know what? I'm going to pull a Snoopy on this. Cuckoo clock. Yeah, I think definitely we're going to have variable gravity areas in. What doesn't? Oh, you mean showers don't work well in no gravity areas? Yeah, showers don't work well in no gravity areas. I assume that's why Star Trek has sonic showers. Oh, cuckoo clocks. I'm like, I was having a hard time following you there. I mean, not a bad time, just a weird there. That's all. Just a little weird. Just a little weird. Anyway. Okay, I just noticed that the marker is down on my... How are you hearing me? I just realized that you shouldn't be hearing me at all because the volume on my microphone is off. Which makes me wonder how the heck you are hearing me. Audio. There. You should be hearing me now off my microphone with a much higher quality. Huh. Has it always been like this? Has my video resolution also been that low all this time? I'm like looking at this finally going, wait a minute, have I always been this way? Has everything been like this? Huh. Okay, can you hear me better now? I mean, do I sound clearer now that I'm actually, like on the microphone? As opposed to on the ground mic, which, is right there and probably makes me sound like I'm in a well and not very, doesn't make me sound well. So George has recently taken to attacking his tail. He gets to this moment where he's like sitting there and he's perfectly content and his eyes are like half lidded and everything. And then all of a sudden his eyes get really big and he looks at his tail and his tail will flop and he will try to chomp at it. And then his tail will flop and he'll chomp at it again. And it's like, and then he ends up running in circles twice and then he runs off across the house at full speed. And I'm like, anyway, it's a thing. This does, however, this audio switchover explains a lot about why I keep turning the volume down to sneeze and all of you people keep going, bless you. Because you're still picking up the audio. If you're not picking it up from here, you must be picking it up from there. So, yeah. Then I can turn the volume down. And you shouldn't be able to hear me. Okay, but real quick, Brent, you can hear me better, right? With the microphone. This is working better, right? All right. Okay, good. That's all I wanted to know. Okay, we're still here. And I think what we're going to do is this. We're going to have, no, undo. We're going to have him notice us and then say my friend Bob is a theoretical physicist. There we go. I think that's funnier. Okay. Once again, guess what has happened? I am feeling post-sneezy. I'll be right back. Speaking of cats, thank you. By the way, did the clarity of the picture pop up here? Did it go up a level? Like, can you see things better? I feel like at this point in time, you can see down here a lot better. Thank you, but I didn't sneeze this time. This time I just went and blew my nose. But that's such a gross sound that I figured I would, not keep the volume up. Okay, so I'm going ahead and just erase this real quick. And it looks the same. It's on the cell phone. What do we know? Okay, now let's put in the text because it's funny. We'll switch to Gai-chan. Gai-chan regular is what I use for all Springs comics. There we go. And the wrong punctuation. And this we will switch to Gai-chan bold. Dang it. This will switch to Gai-chan bold, theoretical physicist. There we go. We had 2 lines. I don't know. What could be a funny? We'll see in a second. Actually, we'll also look up something cute for theoretical physics. Okay. Hmm. There we go. All right.
It's time to take a quick break.
All right, guys, you heard the lady. Time for us to switch real quick and stand up and take a break. All right. Okay. Walk over here. Back over here. We stretch. We pop. We move our back. All right. So this morning I found out that Dove had it thrown up in my chair. That was nice of her. So I'm sitting on a stool right now. This is extra uncomfortable, actually. So there we go. Problems with having cats. They're worse than kids. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go. So do a new layer. We make it multiply and 33. And we increase its size to here. And we do a sea of shadow. And come back around, we'll trim it like so. All right. And we go through and add another layer. This one's white. And we just make it screen. And we go, wow. No, it's not screen. It's overlay. Overlay. Yeah, I do. It's always the other one. I always seem to think it's a screen. It's most definitely screen, and then it's most definitely overlay. All right. Now all we got to do is, first of all, it's safe. Because otherwise, we'll like, what? What? The what? You what? What? And we'll put in a background. Be green. This is one of my favorite types of things to do. I'll sit here and I'll go paste, and then they're traveling, so let them go along here. Although right here we kind of stopped, so I am going to duplicate this frame. As they stopped moving. And we'll look in 2021. We have green, yellow, red, orange. Hey, George. You know what you should do is come over here and visit. Anything? Time to visit? Every so often you have these little visits and you're very furry. It's a very good thing. Very much a furry cat. Soft. As you grow older, your fur is getting softer. You started out with like really coarse fur. Set a course for fur. A fur course. like things are getting kind of choppy. It's all right. Done anyway. We got to visit with. I don't know. Maybe I should set it back down to. Here's 4 panels. I'm going to go in here. I'm really not happy with these eyes right here. So we're just going to have. This one's not so bad. This is not an eye type that I use very often. This sort of side along look. It's hard for me. I don't like the fact that I got red. I wonder if making my stream lower. That will help. No, I didn't seem to change anything. Boy, my stream is pretty lousy. Consistently lousy. All right. Okay, there we go. We managed to pull that off. Feel like we're doing good there. This works. Okay. And we're going to go on ahead and save. I'm going to turn off the background as we oft do. Support gets turned off. Background gets turned off. And I don't know, maybe it is red. No, maybe it's yellow. We got, I don't have any brown. There we go, brown. We'll turn support back on long enough for me to make this cut. Okay, transform canvas size. Right. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I mean, wasn't close enough. You can see here. Edit. Change canvas size. There we go. All right. We don't need to save the bar. We don't need to save the bar. Oh, God. Save the bar. Okay. Now I'll do image size right here. Not canvas. Image. Image resolution. And it's 1280 and 1200 by 628. And then we save as. And unlike Photoshop. I don't have to go through 3 different screens to get it to save. And we are done. And it makes for a humorous little joke. It is completely goofy. And I admit openly that today I'm kind of short on ideas, so I might have pilfered somebody else's little joke about Einstein being a theoretical physicist. But we managed to get a comic strip out today. Probably not the world's best, but it's okay. It is okay. Tomorrow we're back to work on Bellatrix Rising. We have pages still to go. Also be aware that coming up is NandasCon, and I will be out of the office from... I'm going to go on ahead and say I'll be out of the office all of next week, and then be really excited when I can actually be here next week for some of the days. In theory, I should be able to at least check in on Tuesday and Wednesday, in theory. So we'll have to see. And then, in theory, Monday I'll still be here. In theory, I should be able to do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday's shows like normal. Except from, Tuesdays and Wednesdays should be from the Gaylord. I might even be able to do Thursdays. However, it is the week of NDK, and I am a director, and I know that I keep sitting there. This is like me saying that I'm going to play Attack Wing with my friend Jackie, because I always take my Attack Wing with me to the con, and then I always get prepped to play my Attack Wing at the con, and my Attack Wing is with me the entire weekend, and never once do I get to play it. And I keep meaning to, because it's little tiny starships. So it's all right. I'll be back the week after. I mean, unless NDK kills me off, which, who knows? So this week will be full of Bellatrix Rising. I'm setting up and prepping to start doing work on Silver Pentacle 2, which is in my shop. I kind of made a comment on Nancy Hansen's. She's the writer. She was talking about how she will be doing, or she's working on Silver Pentacle 3, but she's right now on the East Coast in New England. So she's, writing when she can, if she doesn't lose power over the tropical storms coming through. So we'll see. But either way, I'll be working on Bellatrix Rising, and then so Geek Tank might be a problem tonight. We don't know. I have to go shoot a video across town, so I was leaving Geek Tank in Troy's hands, but Troy's mom has had a problem, and so he is flying out to Kentucky to see what's going on. I'm hoping everything's okay. And Chelsea is still at Deadwood, which is out in Deadwood. So all 3 of us may have prior engagements tonight. We'll have to see. I hope all is well, too. I will try to make it back here by 8 o'clock tonight and see what I can do, but I am triple scheduled right now. I'm triple booked. So we'll have to see what happens. I literally have something that starts at 4, something that starts at 6, and something that starts at 8. And they're in 3 different parts of the Denver metro area. So we'll see how fast I can drive. You can run Geek Tank. Yeah. I mean, so that's a great point. If it's me and I make it back here in time, do you want to be on the show with me? We can talk about home automation, since I just totally automated my house. Do you want to do that? Because we could totally talk about it. I mean, The only thing that hasn't been installed right now is my water sensor down in the basement, which I just bought so that we can put a water sensor in the basement. Yeah. But I mean, I control my front door now. I control like all the lights in here. Obviously, soon all the lights in the living room will be controlled too. I have some serious automation going on. And I was talking to my buddy James about the idea of having two different routers, because that way we don't have to worry about security issues. So stuff like that. Kind of thinking about this. I'm thinking Lincoln. So there's that. Okay, I'm going to end the show early, as I often do on Mondays, because we are done with Springs and I don't have anything prepped for Bellatrix. So I'm going to go on ahead and go prep things for Bellatrix so that I've got a show tomorrow. And I'm going to go make sure I've got the video recorded and logged for all the stuff that I did yesterday with my buddy Alex. Yeah, I will let you know. Just be on standby at 8 o'clock Mountain. I think it's 9 o'clock your time. And, about really 7:30, 7:45 Mountain. And that'd be 8:45 Central. So just be on standby, and I'll give you a holler if we're ready to rock and roll. And so that'd be awesome. Okay, cool. Appreciate you joining me today, Brent. I appreciate you joining me, Donald. I know you're out there somewhere. I know you're doing stuff, and you're doing good work. So just keep doing what you're doing. And for the rest of everybody who's watching, I'll see you all tomorrow, and keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye. Computer,